Greetings, adventurers. This is Lorne, your guild advisor, and welcome to part 2 of my DanMachi FES 2019 coverage. This time focusing on the DA memo announcements for the second anniversary of the game. The first part of my news is my reaction video to Season 2's second PV, so if you haven't seen that, go ahead and check that out later. But again, I am super excited for Season 2. I really hope JC staff does a good job, and this PV is giving me a lot of hope in that regard. But anyway, let's get started with what was covered in the way of DA memo during the event. First of all is the new Hero Ascension feature. Now this was leaked a little bit ago, but I really didn't want to cover it until it was completely confirmed, and now we know pretty much exactly how it works. With the Hero Ascension feature, you'll be able to ascend characters and then change the stars from their ranking into a pink star using materials, and ascending a character's stars will increase their stats. As you can see on this Otaro example right here, you see the HP has increased by more than 100, the attack by about 36, and so on and so forth. And this is something that you can do without even having to limit break your character. Like, you can do this just from level 60 and you can increase your stats that way, but I will go over how to get the materials in order to get that very soon. But here's an example from going from a 5-star ascend to a 6-star ascend as well, and it's a similar kind of boost here, except this time, my oh my, 2687 health all the way to 3037. So that last ascension was worth quite a bit. But here you can see in the example we got some English pictures from the official DAMEMO EN Twitter account. On the level 60 Mighty King Otaro, here's a before and after Hero Ascension. If it's a level 61, you see that his health goes from 1862 all the way to 3037. And then you'll see his attack goes from 770 to 1120. So that's quite a big boost. That's almost 400 more attack. So this is definitely something you want to be doing. And then here is a level 80 example. If you have a level 80 unascended Otaro and then make him to max ascension at the 6 pink stars, his health will increase by about almost 1,100, and his attack over here is again almost increasing by, it's the same kind of stuff, but you can see how insane these stats are compared to where we are right now in the game. And then here again is the ascending process. You'll be able to use materials and Valis in order to ascend your characters. And the way to get these materials for ascending your characters is by doing a new boost quest to get this Hero Light material. And the boost quests, if you're familiar, are like the Fallen quest, the Valis quest, the Exilia quest. So this is something you'll be able to farm pretty much indefinitely, I believe. So it's a really good thing that this is just really a mechanic to help players who may not necessarily be able to get more bonds for their characters, like maybe you don't have enough iris to roll more on a banner. This is an additional way to strengthen your characters, especially if you're stuck on something like very hard difficulty, EX difficulty quests like in Heroic Trials, or even if you're stuck on Monsterphilia, specifically Gate 9, because I released a video on Gate 9 and some general tips for that. But even then, some people may not have the characters they need limit broken enough, and now we have a new mechanic to boost the stats of your characters with this new Hero's Light material and the ascending process. So that's very helpful for players who aren't able to amass bonds through Iris, or just by getting bonds sometimes by buying them from special bundles. But the one interesting thing to see is like how quickly people are going to be farming these materials, because everyone's going to want to max ascend all their units, especially for stuff like Record Buster and War Games and Familia events, because those are competitive events and everyone's going to want to boost their characters as much as they can. So I feel like there's going to be a huge grinding process right when this launches. So that will be kind of fun. Who knows? I believe there'll be a lot of stamina in use, but a lot of us, myself included, have a lot of stamina potatoes in the bank. I have over 1,000. And also, with the Hero Ascension update, this will come at a later time, but there will be combination attacks. If you have Hero Ascended units, you can actually combine their special arts. Like before, you just chain special arts and it does more damage if you do chain them together. But now there's going to be a combination attack. And here's just a quick look at the footage from the stream of the combination attack they will be able to use in mid-July when it's implemented into the game. And it looks pretty gnarly right here. Unfortunately, you can't really see the Odeus get hurt, which is kind of funny, because it like zooms in. It might have been better to use like a different monster for the example. But again, this is a different effect, so it looks like there'll be different effects based on what characters you use together for the combination attack. And I want to see that callback animation. Here we go, from the Grand Day event. This was a really cool part to it. This animation right here with Mel and Lafia combined their spells together and used it against one of the behemoth monsters. Really cool moment during that event. But that was a new combination attack feature, and that's going to be implemented sometime again in mid-July. And now we just get into the crux of the material here, the Argonaut event, the 2nd anniversary story event that starts tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Argonaut, part 1 of the event, the Clown March. And now I'll make you guys watch the PV with me, because I've seen it before, but I love watching it, and you guys probably seen it multiple times as well. But let's give it a watch. Like, it just seems like a lot of work was put into this, even just this PV alone. Like, this is more than we've seen. And I'm curious as to who is streaming right here. Like, I wish I could recognize this voice actor as much as I could recognize like someone like Matsuoka, the voice actor of Bell, like the Bell right there. I almost think it sounds like Tiona, but I'm not quite sure. Like, it sounds like their VA, I should say. 2nd anniversary, Bell and Argonaut. This is great, because Argonaut is one of those tales Bell's a big fan of, and we're about to see the story of the Argonauts in the game, an original event written by Fujino Omori, the author of the series itself. And it just seems like Omori's doing so much stuff, because Sword of Story Volume 12 and then Volume 15 of the main series came out like within back-to-back days last weekend, and now we see that he's doing this. I'm like, man, when do you sleep? And he's going to be at a panel at Anime Expo on July 5th. It's crazy. He like never stops working for this franchise, and I'm so grateful for it. But like right here, this PV, it's like so much work has been put into this event. It's just baffling. It amazes me. And like in the song too. And then Matsuoka is using a different voice here. He doesn't sound like Bell. Like, all the voice actors here are trying to sound different from their usual characters, because these are original characters that resemble the ones we know, but they're not actually them, so they might be like ancestors to the characters that we know and love. There's my girl. Ryu's resemblance right there. Oh man. And then Tione's resemblance sounds scary right there. And the one thing that's unfortunate is that these characters were leaked. Like, this PV would hit so much more if something wasn't leaked. But here's one person that wasn't leaked. And this is Tiona. We didn't get to see this as part of the leak, and I'm very grateful. I was super surprised when I saw this part to it. Very grateful. Hopefully, like, this is part 1 of the event. I'm hoping Tiona is like part of part 2 or something, because I was kind of... And this logo looks really nice as well. It reminds me of Final Fantasy logos. Yeah. Yeah, that's Tiona right there. And that's 6/18 for us, July 18th. This is super exciting. Very exciting. Alright, enough fangasming over that. Let's go over the synopsis that was provided by the English Twitter as well. It will be produced, as I said before, produced and written by the original author Fujino Omori. All the characters are originally created for this special story. The story is 12 episodes of anime worth in length. So, again, I'm like, Omori sensei, how do you find the time to do all of this? But I love the man. I love his work. It's my favorite franchise out of Japan, and getting more material for it is just so amazing. And this good news really dampens the killer that was the delay for Volume 14, because it was originally supposed to come out on August 20th, and it got delayed to October 29th, which is a really hard delay, because that's 2 extra months I thought I wouldn't have to wait, but it is what it is, and I'll just have to wait. But this helps lift the mood quite a bit. And as I said before, this first part is Argonaut 1, the Clown March, and then part 2 will start on July 9th. And that's when I hope that we see something with that Tiona, because before, when the leaks happened, I only saw Tiona, and I was like, well, we just had a Tiona. We just had Bridal Tiona. Like, what's going on here? What about the other Amazon twin? In my opinion, the better one, Tiona. She's more my favorite of the 2 sisters, because Tiona is the character that has also read a lot of those tales, and she even calls Belle Argonaut. So I'm like, Tiona needs to be in this event, and thankfully, she is. And then here again, we have the event original characters. You see Belle's resemblance, Argonaut, that's his name here. And with these original characters, they all have their own separate CP levels. So it's not like Argonaut is actually Belle's CP level. Argonaut is his own character. And because they have their own CP levels, that really helps out with getting Iris with all the bonus rewards you get for leveling up your CP values. So stock up on those CP gifts so you can give them to these new characters and get lots of Iris and additional rewards as well. And you do need to do that to boost her stats and give yourself the edge in stuff like board games and Record Buster against people that haven't done that for their characters. And then here's Iz's resemblance, Aria. I wish I could pronounce this. Ariadane, something like that. That name is actually the Dionysus's wife in Greek mythology, so that's interesting. Of course, the one that you probably are paying attention to is the Aria part of the name there, because Aria is that spirit that has a close relation to Eyes. I wonder if she's her mom or something. And here's Ryuru, Ryu's resemblance, my favorite character, with her long hair, and looks like she's kind of like a bard type character while holding that harp. She's more than likely going to be an assist, so I'm going to have to be doing a bet, because like a year ago I said, if Ryu gets another assist unit, then I'm going to be eating my shoe, because I really believe like giving Ryu an assist doesn't really do her justice. And this is like kind of like giving her an assist, but that's technically actually not Ryu, so can I like just kind of chew on the shoe and not actually eat it? That'll have to be decided later. Next we have Yuri, which is Bet's resemblance right there. And I love his Wolverine type claws. I think he'll be an interesting character in the story itself. I think all these characters will be very interesting because we don't know anything about them. And I'm just excited to get more DanMachi original material written by the author himself. Here's Arumina, as we've seen before, Tione's resemblance, Garu Mesu, Garrett's resemblance, and he's packing a lot of weapons, like a big hammer and then look like a sword as well. And then we have Fina, Lafia's resemblance, and she actually calls Argonaut Nissan, so I believe this character at least will be Argonaut's sister probably, or maybe Nissan's a form of respect towards him, but we'll just have to see how the story goes, and it's very soon, coming tomorrow night. And then of course, as you've seen in the PV, is Tiona's resemblance, and I'm very interested to see what her role is in the story. And as I've always said, this summer is pretty much the summer of DanMachi. And it just doesn't stop, because right here they announced that there's going to be like 4 months of mass content for the game, because we're having the 2nd anniversary for the game, and then Season 2 starts next month in July. So they're doing a lot of stuff with Season 2 and the 2nd anniversary, and we got a 10-part campaign image from the English Twitter account. Right here you see log in during the period and obtain a 4-star Argonaut, so looks like he might possibly be a free character. I hope Argonaut's not just like a welfare unit where everyone can get him, just grind him, because I really want Argonaut to be like a character that you're always going to be using. Like, he's not just like a welfare character that will substitute for something else. I want him to be a prime unit as well. And then part 2 should be very exciting in this campaign. Get a maximum of 6,000 Iris, so I'm assuming that over the course of this anniversary, we'll be getting 6,000 free Iris, which is quite substantial, because 4,000 is enough to max out all the roles on a banner, doing all 10 roles. And part 3 is a 24-hour SNS campaign. I'm not sure what that means exactly. That might be related to the Twitter campaign that happened earlier. Part 4, we'll be getting double the amount of tokens during Heroic Trials, so that's nice. We saw that leak for Heroic Trials earlier. The Lafia and Beth, that's actually not them. Fina and Yuri Heroic Trial will be happening very soon if the leak is true. And then Part 5, To New Heights, Hero Ascension available. That's the event, or the boost quest you'll be farming to get those Hero Ascension materials. And then Part 6 is another Lotto Horario. If you don't remember from last year, you got tickets by doing various things, like by logging into the game, doing quests, and that give you chances to win prizes in the game itself. And like the grand prize was like a choose your own assist character, a 4-star assist character, choose your own 4-star adventurer character, and lots of tickets and potatoes and all that. And it looks like they're actually giving out 80 first prizes this time. I think there was only one first prize last time, so having 80 this time means there's gonna be a lot more winners. And then Part 7 is the Argonaut event, Part 1 and 2 happening over the course of this month and next month. And Part 7 of the campaign relates to the Argonaut event itself. During the banners that'll be up during the Argonaut event, you'll be able to get 4-star characters, the non-guaranteed ones, which is like rolls 1 through 10 outside of your guaranteed 11. You'll be able to get 4 stars at double the rate, so expect to see more 4 stars in your draws, hopefully. Hopefully your luck's just not terrible and you're just seeing no results as usual. But hopefully your guys' luck is great during this event, because double rates is just amazing, because it really helps you limit break all your characters, and it's especially helpful for players getting into the game because of this anniversary, because having a high limit broken character from the get-go really helps with plowing through the story content and the event content and all that stuff, especially Monsterphilia as well. Having high limit breaks helps a lot for that. And then Part 8 of the campaign, there'll be more content open up to people where you'll be able to use more of the same character as a unit. Because in story quests and event quests and Heroic Trials and stuff like that, you could only use like one Adventurer Bell and then something else, but we've been getting a lot of the same characters, so it almost like discourages you from rolling for the same character if all you have is like 4 versions of Bell, or in my case like 10 versions of Ryu at +5. So it'll be nice to use a team of Ryus just for regular content and such. Of course, you could always do it for Record Buster and Wargame, and I'm hoping they extend that to the Familia events as well, because it always seems strange to me, because Record Buster and War Games are like competitive events, and so is the Familia events, but you could only use one of a kind of character for that, so hopefully that's opened up as well. Part 9 of the campaign, one of the biggest boost campaign yet, we'll just have to see what that means. And then Part 10 of the campaign, 2nd year anniversary exclusive items now available. It looks like one of those items is the Hero's Light, so stuff for ascending your character and getting those Hero Ascension pink stars to boost your stats. That's a lot of stuff to go over, and starting on July 18th, which is tomorrow, Argonaut Part 1 starts, of course. The Hero's Ascension feature is implemented, and parts of this campaign will start. And like I said before, there was a 11 draw ticket retweet campaign. We already reached the milestone, but basically, for every 250 retweets, we would get an 11 draw ticket, which is just a 3-star 11 draw ticket. It doesn't guarantee a 4-star, and we're not sure what the banner is, like if it's just a general banner or if it's actually the Argonaut banner. That'd be quite cool. We'll just have to see what happens, but we're already guaranteed 10 11 draw tickets because we made the goal already. And then there'll be a special login bonus during Season 2 of the anime. When each episode airs, there's going to be a free 11 draw for you guys, and I don't think it guarantees a 4-star, but a free 11 draw is a free 11 draw, so be looking forward to that. And this Hestia makes me think that we're going to see Season 2 units very soon, because that Hestia is a reference to something in Season 2, and you'll probably recognize that outfit if you've seen the latest promotional video for Season 2 of the anime. And this next part is just some fun stuff, something cool about the game itself. DanMachi actually now has the world record for the most unique sound bites provided by a voice actor in a mobile game. And as I said before, like, one of my favorite things about DanMachi is the fact that pretty much all the events and all the quests are actually voice acted. Like, it's not just like some sound bites where they say like, yeah, hey, and then you see like the text on the screen. Like, all the characters actually speaking all the lines in the game. And it's something that's very unique to DanMachi. I don't think many games actually do that, so to see it recognized for this is really cool. And to see my favorite voice actor recognized for this is also really cool, because Matsuoka Yoshitsugu is my favorite voice actor. I love him so much. He's the voice of Bell, voice of Kirito, voice of Soma from Shokugeki no Soma. He's the voice of Betelgeuse from ReZero, if you don't recognize that. Like, the man has great range, his streams are amazing. I'm just so happy for him, and I'm glad the game is being recognized with this kind of a cherry-picking world record, but it's a world record nonetheless. And this is just some fun thing I saw at the end of the stream. There's some kind of cafe collaboration with DanMachi in Japan, and the one thing I saw in this picture was the position of Aiza's hand situated behind Bell, which is kind of awkward seeing that. But I just thought it was funny. But I do love Ryu in that outfit as always, and it's cool to see Haruhime finally getting some promotional material because season 2 is happening. So it's cool to see another girl in DanMachi, or DanMachi, I should say, get some recognition. Where's Mikoto? Because she's gonna get some parts in the anime as well. But that pretty much rounds up all the content covered for DanMachi in DanMachi FES 2019. The other half with DanMachi itself, I uploaded earlier with my Season 2 reaction, so check that out if you haven't. And again, thank you to Gale Riot on the Technia Discord for a lot of the images and translations when it comes to all this news. You guys, the community itself of DanMachi is just great and very helpful towards each other when it comes to getting this news out and being very hyped for all the content coming in the future. So I hope you guys are looking forward to Argonaut Part 1 coming out tomorrow night. If you like this video and want to see more content like this, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. If you want to keep updated on what I'm doing, follow me on Twitter and join my Discord. And as always, continue enjoying your time venturing Rario and the dungeon. This is Lorne, your guild advisor, signing out.